It's Movie Time is brought to you by the Gateway Film Center, 1550 North High Street, Columbus, Ohio. Further details and showtimes online at gatewayfilmcenter.com.
The award-winning It's Movie Time is produced by John DeSando. Listen to shows and read reviews online at WCBE.org.
I'm John DeSando.
I'm Hope Madden.
And this is It's Movie Time. Well, Hope, look, the movie is Tomorrowland.
It is.
It opened last week. So we're coming a little bit on the tail end here, but I like to observe once everybody else has had a chance.
Don't lie, you don't want to talk about San Andreas.
Gosh, I missed that last night. Anyway, I'm stuck with Tomorrowland. Let me just ask you. My observation is it's been a mixed reaction. Does that fit with your observation of the film itself, or?
I did not care for it. And I haven't read a lot of reviews of it, so I'm not sure how many people did.
Okay, I think it's really mixed. Why not? I mean, it's got a pedigree. I realize it's Disney, but it's got Clooney. It's got some very
Brad
good
Bird.
supporting. Yeah.
The whole movie to me felt exactly like being stuck at line for 2 hours at Epcot when you really just wanted to go to a good park. It's so talky. There is so little action. You just wait and wait and wait for something to happen.
Now, it's a futuristic story. George Clooney plays a cranky ex-NASA inventor. He's really an inventor. And he's got the little, and I like her. I've never seen her before, but Britt Robertson as Casey Newton is the kind of youngish teenager who serves as a foil to him, and she's a vessel for optimism. And she has a pin that magically transports her to a future time, a future land, although it doesn't really. It's virtual, I think.
Right, I think so. It's kind of a trick.
Yeah. And so their quest, and some might make the analogy to The Wizard of Oz.
Sure.
Is to go to the Emerald City, which is to get back to Tomorrowland.
And save the future.
Yeah. Now, I, of course, like Clooney.
Yeah.
But you're implying that there's a bit of speechifying going on here.
It was so talky. The whole film was so talky, and there's so little action, and that it was hard for me to picture it as a kid's movie. I thought they would be, and in the screening that I went to, people left.
Really?
Yeah, and I feel like the only times I've ever been to screenings where people leave is when the film is more offensive than they expected. This is completely inoffensive. I think they were just bored.
Okay.
And Clooney I thought was good. He's always good.
Yeah.
But I thought this was kind of a Jason Robards role in a Disney movie. Like, is he really old enough to play this character? I really thought that. Like, I don't think so. But he was good. He's always good. I was less fond of Britt. I felt like, and I blame a lot of this on Brad Bird, the director, because I feel like it was Clooney says a line, cut to the girl, mug, respond, mug, pause, cut to Clooney, mug, respond, mug.
She has pause. A few too many surprises.
And I just felt like the way he approached every scene, I mean, the pace was so leaden, and he just left these long pauses for the audience to absorb the crazy hijinks.
Yeah, it's the kind of film that I like, that I feel comfortable with, because exactly for what you're talking about, because of all that philosophical speechifying. Doesn't bother me. I am so used to all the destruction of the Mad Maxes and everything, all the apocalyptic, post-apocalyptic movies that are out now. Something as sanitized as this, it makes me settle down. Mm-hmm. And then I listen to, and admittedly, this is Disneyfied in a way, and perhaps Brad Bird really to the extreme of its optimism.
I mean, I like you. I think I felt the message was very refreshing.
Yeah.
And there is a scene in the movie, she's in high school, and they just follow her from class to class to class. And in every class, they talk about just, it's the science class, they're talking about, global warming, and it's literature class, they're talking about post-apocalyptic literature, and just every class, she's just listening to people talk about how terrible the world is, and her little hands up. Finally somebody calls on her, and she goes, how do we fix it? And I thought, Yeah, no, that is what we need more of. That is, and you know, for that reason, I felt like the message was like I said, refreshing, but by the time they really, man, toward the end, they really brought a battering ram with it, didn't they? I mean, I felt like abused by it.
They did, and you know, I can accept that, and usually I'm somebody who just excoriates that kind of excess, and here, because I knew it was Disney. And because of Brad Bird, I guess I was conditioned to accept it. So when the speechifying came, and a lot of it was about individualism and optimism, which is really different from the blockbusters of the summer. I mean, it is completely different, and so I'm with you on that one. Here is something truly refreshing. It still has the lingering, how shall I say, it's a kind of negative view that I have about Disney and about its urge to philosophize, to moralize, to do that, and carrying it out here. As for Clooney, I think he really carries it. He's got those, I think they call them his melancholy eyes.
He does.
Are really good. I liked her because she looks very much like what my granddaughter would look like. So I liked her.
Sure.
But I did like the little robot.
Yeah.
Raffi Cassidy, I think is her name. A little British girl who is a doll.
She is. She's adorable. And she's got some timing. Not that Brad Bird takes advantage of it, but she's got some timing.
Yes.
There is a joke in the movie. There's a joke in the movie. And it lands pretty well because Clooney's, you know, he's so like woebegone in this movie, and she's just kind of a little fire plug, and it works out.
It would be interesting to know why the Clooney character has become so pessimistic. I have no idea.
Well, I think it's because he's been watching his news feed from the other land for his whole life, and I think that is why.
Oh, all right.
Because he is a bit of a curmudgeon, isn't he?
He does play that well. How about Hugh Laurie?
Yeah, I thought actually he fit that role quite well.
Yeah.
Where, although it's funny because there's a scene toward the end. And it happens a lot in Disney movies where all of a sudden there's a comeuppance scene, but I thought, does he really deserve that? Like, you know, I'm like, huh. I don't know. He seemed like maybe there was a decent guy in there somewhere.
Yeah, he does play the heavy.
He does, yeah. And he's good at that.
Yeah, he's good at that. And if there is a sequel, which I hope you will see, since you went to see San Andreas, I hope.
I guess you're right. My bar is pretty low, isn't it?
Gee, man. It looks like they're setting Laurie up for a bigger role even in the next movie.
Okay.
Anyway, Hope Madden. Gee, we haven't spent that much time on this film. Hope Madden. The film came out last week. It's Tomorrowland, and we're kind of standing back and looking at it. And I liked it. Hope didn't like it. I'm going to award it a B because I kind of like all that chatty stuff, and I like Clooney, and I like a couple of those female roles in there. And who knows? It's just, to me, it was like a good shower on a hot summer day. How about you?
I felt like I was standing in line waiting for a ride that didn't pay off. I'm going to go C-.
Yeah, of course. It sounded like it. Phew, I thought maybe we were going to get a D there. And I said, God, I condemned you to watching that. But I'm very happy, and I'm very happy to have us disagree because I think we agree too often.
I agree.
And so